Another beautiful Monday morning right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. You're welcome to Dominion Sport. I am Paul Abe Toluwanimin. I will be taking a dive straight up from the local front, the MPFL transfer update, ever buzz and ever blazing from the camp of Kun Khalifat, Wiki Tories, and also Plateau United. We'll be taking straight actions also from the AFCON, the semi-final stage right there, discussing, what is expected of these teams ahead of the big clash right there in the AFCON. Also, we're taking a dive straight into the European scene. Remember, the World of Transfers update is also available for you. All this and more on the show. And trust me, I'm not alone in the studio this wonderful morning. I have the captain himself, Samson Balogun. They call him the man with unbiased analysis and definitely undiluted report. It's vast in the world of sport and giving us update this wonderful morning. Also, I have Sanuruddin in the studio this wonderful morning, ready to talk sport with us right here on Dominion Sport. Let me start off with Samson Balogun. Top of the morning to you, Samson Balogun.
Well, beautiful morning to you, Toluwanimi. It's really nice to be back here to talk sports. This is what we do. We bring you unbiased analysis and undiluted reports, and definitely there's a lot to talk about. Shooting Stars will be hosting Yimba Football Club of Aba on Wednesday, and definitely they lost the first leg 3-0 right there in Aba, and they will be looking for a little bit of redemption at home. Maybe they can also give Yimba a run for their money. Maybe get as slim as possible, get a victory at home. That will give them, the needed momentum and impetus to actually get into gear and win some games this second part of the season. Yeah.
All right, Sanuru, good morning to you. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. Good morning. It's nice to be here to talk sports, and very, very good. And we had great series of events over the weekend in the world of sports, and a lot of sporting events to look forward to in this coming week. So I'm glad to be here to talk sports.
Amazing, amazing. All right, let's dive straight into action and talk sport. From the local front, as Kun Khalifa, the new bees are set to take more actions in the world of transfer, as they've had Organa Tega joins Kun Khalifat FC. We are thrilled to announce the arrival of Imatome Organa Tega, a dynamic midfielder to the Kun Khalifat family. The talented midfielder joins from the MPFL side, Warri Wolves, bringing pace, skills, and creativity to the team. Something about when I start off with you, Kun Khalifat. I think we discussed that last week, saying they had issues with the management, coaching staff. And look at where they are in the bottom half of the table, the second half of the season. But right now they are bringing, new talent, that can, put more actions in the firepower for the second half of the season. Do you think Organa Tega, would shape them up for the second half of the season?
As we said, at this time of the season, it's January, everywhere around the world, the transfer window is open. You want to bring in new players, fresh players, and most importantly, you want an improvement on your existing squad. That's what this is about. And sometimes you let go of some players who you consider fringe players, or maybe squad players, as they will call it in some places. But one thing is clear, you want an improvement. We were talking about something last week about Kun Khalifat letting go of 3 of their key players. Note the word, key players. So, those who you are bringing in, are they better than those who let go? Or was it basically strictly business, or it was just for other reasons too? These are things you need to look at. But then, bringing them on board is another advantage, judging by the fact that some places are really open at this time at Kun Khalifat. And I think people are asking too much of Kun Khalifat as a team, or maybe the management of the team is asking too much. Maybe they are over ambitious. They think they can actually walk into the MPFL and maybe qualify for the CAF Champions League or Confederations Cup. But it's not a bad idea, right? To dream big. At least that gives you a reason to finish in a kind of place where you feel like, well, give or take, we had a goal, but at least we still achieved, we were able to do something. But then, all in all, let's just assume that there are still more players to come, all right, and they are going to fill certain positions, just like every other football club would eventually do in this transfer window. Even Shooting Stars had to bring in a few, some players. But let's see if they are still going to bring. At least they let go of 3. They have signed 1. Let's see if they are going to do 2, 3, or more signings before the transfer process.
For you, Sanuru, looking at where Kun Khalifat, and the players that they had to let go, and new players coming in, how do you see them shape up for the second half of the season?
I don't expect much from them. They are newcomers, and we know how newcomers perform in their debut seasons in the MPFL. So I don't expect much from them. Like Samson said, they've let go about 3 players, and they are trying to recoup their side and get a stronger side for the second half of the season, which is going to come up during this week. So I feel at the end of the day, they are a bank average side, and at the end of the day, they should be able to navigate the relegation battle and just maybe struggle to stay up. But I'm not expecting that high flyer finish from them because they are newcomers in the MPFL.
Newcomers in the MPFL. All right, let's take more update from the IPFL front. Still talking transfer, as Wiki Tourist have announced that they have parted ways with a mutual agreement with Louis Dadong, Uche Uwan Sawyer, David Phillip, and Edward Lawrence as the club looks to strengthen the squad ahead of the second half of the season. Letting go, looking like strengthening the squad, Samson Balogun, is the word of transfer in the MPFL.
You see, something still amazes me about the MPFL. I mean, this is the only league where players are just asked to leave, and then it's not like you have anywhere to go. I mean, I do think of what the business aspect of the game means to the management of each team across board in the MPFL, right? You are letting some players go. Yes, are you cancelling the contract? Are they now freelancers? Does that mean that when they get a new club, they have no reason to answer to you, and their permits to play in the MPFL will be with them? It's not like they will have to struggle to get it from you. These are details that really needs to be ironed out. I mean, most times we misuse English in the MPFL. I mean, you get situations where a coach will be asked to step aside. I mean, the question is, has he been sacked? Right? Has it been booted out? We have to be expressly clear about some claims we make. I mean, you are letting go of some players. Were they sacked? Are they being sold to other clubs? And sometimes this is done because of the shady deals they want to carry out. No contracts. And then when these players are told, you can now go, there are still people who are basically their handlers. And they are still in the same team. Like say for Wiki Tourist now, it's not as an assertion. I'm just using it as an example. You will be surprised that these players are sold, right? But they will tell you they have been let go. And when they sign deals, those who are their handlers will get, they don't come out and say, I am the agent, because they are not licensed. But they still get deals done in the MPFL. I think one of the things we should do is to make sure that only people with licenses to sell and buy players as agents should be allowed to mediate when it comes to transfer talks. But we have seen transfer racketeering in the MPFL. It's more or less like you are getting a job through the black market. That's what we do. So we can easily get rid of these people when we have licensed agents, as many as possible of them, so that it will be a lot easier for these players to get clubs from one place to the other. I mean, you don't just play half season with a club and they are telling you to go. So what should you do for the rest of the season? Play golf, or maybe ride a horse. So I think it should be, we should also protect the players as much as we protect the team.
All right, let's take more stories, and this is coming from the camp of Shooting Stars as they've welcomed back Lucky Emmanuel Gyang returns to the Oluyole Warriors. There you have on the screen the wonderful video of Lucky Gyang Emmanuel. I'll be back to discuss more on Shooting Stars Football Club.